today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. Ep Foundation Repair. We Fix Basements.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for The Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My husband has always been the one we depend on. He's a great dad, loves the outdoors, but lately he hasn't been himself. He tried to hide it, but I can tell he's struggling with his mental health. I called the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
988 calls and texts are free and confidential with skilled caring support 24/7. No judgment, just help.
988 saved my husband's life.
Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
Chancellor and Mike been saying since week 1, we need to establish a run game. So now we're in week 8, and we're going to say we need to establish a run game. You need to get in that mindset. What have you been doing for 7 weeks?
Why did he say that? I got to get in the mindset to run the football. Hey, bro, just run the football. You got to do some subconscious work. Well,
You be meditating on it.
Yeah,
bro.
run the
Run the ball, Zach. Run the ball, Marcus. We got to do it this play.
Afternoons from 1 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in to the Don't Punt Hour live on the Brick and Mortar. No NFL on a Wednesday. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. As always, you can put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, channel 961. Even Amazon Prime, if you prefer to watch it that way. Pretty much anywhere you get your streaming, we're there for you. We bring in DeMornay Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on Wednesday night?
It's going good, still licking wounds, trying to recover from last weekend.
Yeah, and we'll dive into a little bit at the end here, and then tomorrow we'll do a full deep dive on our upcoming matchup on the road. You got Ohio State, number 4 ranked Ohio State. It's going to be the spread. It's anywhere between 24.5, 26.5. It keeps moving around a little bit, but 20+ is where the spread is, and we'll dive into some of the keys. How does Nebraska overcome that? And do we just want to compete in that game, or do we want to win it just flat out? Obviously, we want to win, but maybe there's a little bit of realism sitting in with how this Husker team has been faring off. But we're not going to go there today. We'll do more of that a little bit at the end and then dive into it completely tomorrow. But DeMornay Pierson-El, DeAndre Hopkins, heading to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs have looked awesome. They're number 1 in the NFL's power rankings. They just put an absolute beatdown on the 49ers. How much does this move the needle for the Chiefs, who have already looked dominant to start the season?
I think it moves it a little bit. You got a for sure pass catcher, a veteran receiver, someone that can, take on the Batman role, and all the other receivers can kind of fall in line to be Robin or Nightwing or whoever you want to call them or whatnot. But it's within the offense and what that they're trying to do in Kansas City. You don't have to necessarily be an exclusive route runner or a speed demon. You just have to be a threat. And DeAndre Hopkins has proven time and time again, it doesn't matter what situation, what quarterback or whatnot. He can get things done. I know it didn't kind of look pretty in Tennessee, but that's not technically his fault. It's a big pickup for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it's a massive for the Chiefs. The fact that they've already been winning games, they've had some really close calls, like just to add a little bit more cushion, a little bit more depth and talent to that wide receiver core. I'm trying to figure out where is DeAndre Hopkins in his career, because you look at the Tennessee Titans. He was anywhere between 1 to 2 targets a game. A lot of it was, you could say he's not getting open, but he just wasn't getting found a lot. A lot of the times he was just Will Levis and company, whoever is playing quarterback, were just really struggling to get the ball out to anyone consistently. How much does DeAndre Hopkins got left in the tank? Obviously he's not at his peak, but 1 target a game I don't think he was out there just not getting open. I just don't think he was being found.
Even in his peak, he wasn't a burner. He wasn't a route runner. But he got the job done, and I think he can still do that. And I still think he can do that at a high level, especially with the group that they have around him. He comes into the room being the most experienced, all pro, and those type of things. So you don't need him to run past people left and right. You got the Worthy kid for that. You just need D-Hop to okay, when we need something for sure in clutch times, if they're double teaming Kelsey and necessarily we can't do that. Our next best thing or the best option to complement that for someone for shorthand catcher, it's going to be that. DeAndre Hopkins has never been, the guy to run past people, the guy to route people up. But he's always been the guy to, no matter what the situation is, you throw it to him, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to catch it. And that's just what happened in Tennessee. They weren't giving him a chance. Even in Arizona, him being hurt, him being somewhat, not all the way back, they were still giving him an option and throwing it up, and he was still making plays. So that's what he brings to the table, and that's what they need, just a for sure hands type of guy that can, get them out of certain situations and whatnot. He's going to give them a chance. Pat is going to improvise. Pat is going to extend plays and whatnot. He has the arm talent to get it there and whatnot. Just put it in the vicinity, and, D-Hop is going to do D-Hop things. He's going to go up and catch the ball. I mean, that's his game.
Yeah, I mean, he is, to me, a little bit of a lesser route runner than Keenan Allen with better hands. Like you said, he's going to catch it 9 out of 10 times. He's going to catch it about 99 out of 100 times. Like the guy just does not drop the football if it's catchable. And that's why I think it's huge for the Kansas City Chiefs to get a guy like that. Lance off the text line says, big for third downs. Hop will help draw attention and free up Kelsey. Yeah, free up Kelsey, free up Hopkins. I mean, they're going to have to kind of pick their poison.
Not even Kelsey, but you forget they have Juju there. Juju was a Pro Bowler too, so that's your third, second option, or third, fourth option with the right coverage, the right guys. You got the right play called up where people are going to be in the right position. You got your third, fourth best cover guy on Juju, and like that's a winnable favorite, or he picks something for Kelsey or whatnot. I mean, it's going to make the defense think and respect, what they're trying to do a lot more.
Absolutely. And with DeAndre Hopkins, I just think this is, for him, the career arc he wants to take. I think he just wants to go win games. Obviously, the Titans, it's always kind of a joke. Wide receivers go there to die. But this is a good way to kind of revitalize his career. It just, you've got hope for Will Levis. It just wasn't going to work this year with him and Hopkins. I'm not sure if Will Levis is going to be the guy, but if you got that great of a talent with a wide receiver and DeAndre Hopkins, you move him on, get a 4th-round pick in return, give these teams some grades, and I'll go first. I think for the Kansas City Chiefs, I'd give them a B. I think it's a solid move. You add some more talent. You get rid of the 4th-round pick. I don't think you're losing too much. And for the Titans, C+. Kind of just waving the white flag. You don't want to spend money on it. The team isn't winning ball games. It's not going to move the needle much if you keep him around. That's my grades. What are yours? Give those two teams some grades.
The Titans are in a rebuild regardless. I mean, they kind of drafted Will to be somewhat of something for Vrabel's system, and they're moving off of that, so they have to change. You're a rookie quarterback, second, offensive coordinator, GM, and everything like that. It's not a favorable situation. So, they're building for the future. So for them moving on early and trying to, salvage and get something out of it, I would agree, a C+ for them. It's D-Hop, but it's not the D-Hop that's coming from the Texans when he was hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still has something in the tank, but, they still got the bank for their buck. So good on their part. And I would give it a solid B for Kansas City, because regardless, you found other ways to win, and you just added, another high level, a go-getter that, regardless of what's being done, you bringing in another person that's going to get the job done. The Chiefs have been doing that regardless of the injuries, regardless of the distractions of things not looking pretty and whatever. So, you got that as an organization already, and you bring in a player like that. It's you hit it right on the head. So, each side has got something out of it. They both benefit in it. But, as far as the return quickly, I think that goes with the Chiefs, and that's why they get the higher grade of a B, because he'll step in right away, be out there, and we'll see what that 4th-round pick turns into.
Yeah. And like, if you're the Titans, you didn't trade, in your division. And again, you're kind of waving the white flag in my eyes on the season. And if you're the Chiefs, didn't have to give a whole lot away. I think it's a win-win for both sides. Chiefs won a little bit more, but if you're the Titans, I still don't think it's a good move nonetheless. Let's talk about another. No trade has taken place, but it's getting flaunted out there. You got Cooper Kupp getting flaunted out there for some possible trade destinations. Poku Nakua does not really want the trade to go down. But does Kupp get traded? And if so, what are some of the landing spots that you might see kind of pop up in these next few days?
I think it would be hard for them. I could see them moving on from Stafford before Kupp. Kupp is just the face of the franchise. Like when you think of the Rams, you think of, Cooper Kupp. AD's gone, Jalen's gone, Odell. If that happened, that would shock me. I would be, caught off guard by it. I mean, you hear these trade rumors and everything like that each and every year with stuff right now. I don't think that he is a caliber of player that they would want to get or move on from with how much he brings into, your organization with working and whatnot. But if they do move forward, trading spots for him, they wouldn't trade him in the division. So I don't think anywhere in the division would be a place. Honestly, I can see the Buccaneers do it. I'm not too sure with their draft capital, but with the injuries of you got your 2 wide receivers, out and whatnot. You got a slot machine. He can go, inside, outside. You can pair him up with Mike Evans. That would be a plug-in play type situation for them. But we'll see because Kupp is still coming off of being hurt. But I think that would be a good spot for him. I've seen some stuff with the Steelers. I just think they got a lot going on and other things. It would be, nice to have that and pair, Pickens up with him or whatnot. But I don't. They got a lot going on. They might be making some moves in the quarterback realm. I think one of the quarterbacks will be on the move. That's you. The 49ers would love to, but I don't think that they would be. I don't think the Rams would let that go. I think that will be their worst nightmare for the years to come. I think the best honestly is Tampa.
Tampa's not bad with the injuries. Obviously, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. You'll get Mike Evans back. Chris Godwin out for the year. I was also thinking the Broncos might not be a bad spot because I think I know you got a rookie quarterback in there, but he looks pretty promising, and I think maybe that might be a good spot for him. But I'm in the same camp where I think that's a mistake. He's kind of become a fan favorite there, not the same way that Saquon Barkley was, but you got a guy that came out of the woodwork that the fan base has really rallied around. And I get it; it's not a great start to the season, but to me that feels like a panic move. Like, just hold fast with Cooper Kupp. You're gonna get Nakua back here. Like, if you just stay still, there's a lot of ball left. Just kind of see what happens here. To me, it seems a little too rushed to get rid of him just because you started the season off on a little bit of the wrong foot here. Not saying that they're going to turn around and start winning every game here, but I think you're jumped to the gun here. The few teams, like the 49ers, make perfect sense. I don't see a way in hell that they do that, though, for obvious reasons. And then, again, like the Broncos seem like a good team because they're not bad. He can go play. He can be effective there. Whatever you think of Bo Nix is kind of the, if you're Cooper Kupp anyways, is going to really decide, if you want to go to that roster and how much input does he have on deciding where he wants to go. I don't think they pull the trigger, though. I think maybe they're just kind of getting some numbers. You've seen that before where they float guys out there just to kind of see what the market value is. And, sometimes, like in the Bears scenarios, if you can get an absolute steal, you're like, all right, let's do it. Why not? We can absolutely rob the Panthers of everything they have. It's time to move on. I think they're just kind of floating it out there to see what that market value is, but I don't think it goes through. I think they probably hold on to him, and I think that's the right move. Couple of redemption stories as well this week. Couple quarterbacks. We'll start with the Panthers. Bryce Young, he is going to go ahead and start, speaking of it, against the Denver Broncos. what are you expecting out of Bryce Young, being able to watch from the sidelines, watching Andy Dalton go out there, win one ball game at least? Give me your thoughts on that, and how do you think he's going to perform?
You know, it's a challenge, you know, for what he's been through and whatnot. So I think, you know, he's going to be pissed off and kind of trying to show, you know, what he can do and whatnot. He sat down, you know, he's watched, you know, a pro that, you know, competed at a high level kind of do some things, and they kind of like, some people, you know, are visual learners. Some people could just pick things up from just, you know, you pointing it out in class or going it over, you know. So, I mean, he kind of gets the best of that. You got a quarterback guru as a head coach who, you know, has been working really, you know, trying to get things solved. Then you have the vet in there that kind of showed you, you know, what the team looks like, or what they kind of, or what's, you know, somewhat success, what they do well. So I think it's an opportunity for him to kind of, you know, get back in the clear of things and show a lot of people of why he was drafted when he was. Just go out there and be consistent, be confident, you know, and he's talented. He made plays and whatnot. So, I mean, just do that more on a consistent basis. Because, I mean, nobody was doubting the talent. He did some things and whatnot. It was just inconsistent. Also, you know, the run games, they would be in games late, or they would get blown out, you know, early on and whatnot. So the game plan kind of was abandoned, and just kind of the team didn't put him, the coaches kind of didn't put him in a right situation to kind of succeed. So with some type of juice, you kind of hope he gets in there and, you know, becomes a lot more consistent and can, you know, pull a win out.
Yeah, and that's where I land on it. It's like they finally unlocked the run game with Hubbard. Now, actually use that when Bryce Young gets back on the field. It felt like they weren't really utilizing the run game enough with Bryce Young, and they were just putting so much on that kid's shoulders to where it was hard for me to see a whole lot of success. You don't have a ton of talent at the wide receiver position. The run game was kind of your best bet to set up some play action, or at least get those linebacker safeties sucking up a little bit. So I think for Bryce Young, it's a good opportunity. How much weighs on this game for him to kind of catch that spotlight back, to be back and be the man, that starting quarterback for the Panthers?
I don't think it's a lot that's on him necessarily. They've already benched you, so I mean, what's the worst they can do? Bench you again? I mean, and if you get traded, I mean, that might work out for you. So
That's a
I
blessing
mean,
in disguise, in my opinion, if you get traded.
You know what I mean? So I don't think like there's really any pressure to do anything. So I mean, you just go out there and, you know, to hell with it. Go be consistent with stuff or whatnot. So I don't think there's a lot of pressure on him to kind of get out there, and you've seen his teammates support him and around him or whatnot. So clearly they trust him enough to put him back in there. It's not like, I mean, they do have a third quarterback on the roster. They're not putting the third quarterback in there. That would have been, you know, an issue if that would have come up. So clearly there is some trust, there is some comfortability with things or whatnot. So I don't think it's a risk or anything on him that he should be, you know, nervous about or anything like that. I think he should be pissed off and take it as a challenge and go out there and, you know, ball out.
Yeah, go play loose. That's all. I mean, that's what I hope for him. I don't want to see Bryce Young. I always just kind of feel bad for really any of the quarterbacks in that franchise in these past few years. It's just a tough place to go ahead and try to win ball games when you don't got a lot of whole pieces around you, and you're still supposed to be the guy to pull that whole thing together. Go play loose. The same way that we see this next quarterback we're going to talk about always plays loose, maybe a little bit too loose. Last season, he started every single game. He threw 33 touchdowns, but he also threw for 30 interceptions. Jameis Winston is going to go ahead and get the start for the Cleveland Browns, and he's got a real opportunity to kind of keep it, because the Deshaun Watson experiment has just been an absolute disaster from day one to where we are today. It just has never looked good. Jameis Winston getting the start for the Cleveland Browns. You got Chubb back. There's a little bit of energy, a little bit of a spark there. Can Jameis Winston, you know, show up, and not only that, hold this job down?
I think he can. You know, he's a very charismatic type of guy. Of course, I mean, he was drafted, you know, high as well.
Yeah, 2015. It's crazy to think he's been in the league that long.
So I mean, he's smart. He knows things. He takes risks. Hopefully, some of those things get reeled back in. But the guys, don't have any problems or any issues around him wherever he's been at. Clearly he wasn't the starting guy there, but yet he's leading the circle and bringing everybody up to get them riled for a game. So I think Jameis will, rally the guys and get them to play better. He's excited. He's just out there to, hopefully, get that chance again to kind of prove what he can do and everything like that. So I'm excited for actually him, and hopefully he does great. They got Chubb there that's going to, give them, more so feed into their offensive identity to get things back on track. So you got a consistent quarterback. You got, Chubb that's kind of getting his feet back into the swing of things. So it should be a good week for them.
Yeah, he is, to me, exactly what the Browns need, because the season's been such a disaster. Get a guy with some energy who's just going to elevate the attitude of everybody there. Like that whole locker room just needs an injection of energy. And Chubb was a good spark, but you had Jameis Winston to the starting role. Say what you will about the interceptions. That guy, like you said, everybody loves being around him. You never hear bad stories among other players. And the guy just has fun. He loves football. He shows it in the way he plays. And maybe that's what the Browns need, is just a guy with a ton of energy. And Jameis Winston, he reminds me a little bit of Jay Cutler. Just bring me the chaos. He is chaos enveloped into a quarterback. I think it's a good spot, for him in that franchise because of where they are. There's not a ton of pressure on him, and that locker room just needs energy. But that being said, we'll go ahead and throw to our first break here. We got DeMornay Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos back at the 1040 Ticket Studios. You guys can continue to join in. 402-464-5685. We'll keep it rolling on Ticket Weeknights. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements. basements.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, come 6 o'clock Monday through Thursday. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685, Sartor Heyman text line. And again, we got the Morning Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. The Morning Pierson-El, I want to switch it up a little bit. Let's talk some hoops. Let's talk some NBA. We got a big Laker fan to my left in studio with me right now. We're not going to give him the mic because I don't really want to hear it. But LeBron James, Bronny James, they got into the game for the first time together this season. Bronny got in for 3 minutes, 1 rebound, 0 for 2, only took 2 shots. I'm not going to hammer him. I'm missing both of them. You only took 2. We see that all the time. Give me your thoughts on this whole situation. And was it, iconic? Was it forced? Was it awesome? What did you think of the whole thing?
It's good for them. That's something that, their family history, NBA history. I wouldn't necessarily say forced. You knew it was coming. He didn't. It's not like he started out the game with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So at some point in time, you know it was going to happen. So I don't feel like it was necessarily forced. I mean, he got in. He got a few minutes, and then they pulled him out. It's not like they gave him extra minutes or was babying him. babying him or doing certain things or whatnot. But I mean, the Lakers, they looked pretty good last night. Not gonna lie, but it also is the first game. So, but I mean, it's a neat thing. It's a cool thing. It doesn't happen, But I mean, I'm not. It's done and over with. It's like I'm not gonna. Oh my God, it's the greatest. Now, if he'd have been in there and debuted like his dad debut coming out when he first drafted, completely something different. Then that would be to the levels of the King Griffey, to where him and his son, went nuts or did something good in games or whatnot. It's just not at that level just yet.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. Like, cool. I'm glad it's done with. I'll be honest. Like, when he got drafted, like, obvious reasons why he got drafted, second round, 54th overall. For me now, the question is with Bronny is, do you keep him on the roster or is it like, do you maybe move him down to the G League already? Like, I still am just in the camp that I'm not saying he can't ever be a great NBA player, but I just don't think he's there. I don't think he was there when he was drafted. I don't think he was there in preseason. Like, what's the move here? Do you free up a roster spot, or no, do you just kind of keep things how they are and keep him on the official roster with the Los Angeles Lakers, just to keep the storyline, to be real, the revenue coming in for the Lakers?
I mean, regardless of things or whatnot, I mean, they have revenue, so it's not like they're a broke organization or anything like that. It just depends on how he is with things or whatnot, how he looks going forward and moving with things or whatnot. I mean, it's still early on that they know. I feel like they have to kind of feel things out more, but hopefully it's not one of those situations where they just force feed it and overdo it and he becomes a liability. But I mean, it may be in his best interest to, be a two-way player, play in the G League with stuff. I'm not saying that. I think it's just a little too early to kind of tell or say or anything like that. So I'm not going to say, oh, they need to this and this and that. I mean, he only got 3 minutes. It's not, anything too crazy. He hasn't shown that he doesn't, really belong there or whatnot, regardless of what people say. I mean, you got his father who's on the team, one of his friends who his father was with on a podcast, as a head coach. So, I mean, it's a lot of politicking that goes into that, and I'm just not too sure exactly, if you open up that can of worms, like, what is I going to say, with him moving forward? Is there something like doing that might cause, a distraction and not to say not to do it or get away from it. But I mean, everybody's going to have eyes on that and wanting to do either good or bad for reasons of I told you so, or okay, no, he just needed some time to kind of clear out and let things go or whatnot. So it's a irritating situation. But I say, stick him in there a little longer, give him, more chances. And if he's not, catching or turning into things or whatnot, or doing what he's supposed to be doing and whatnot, and it's more so hurting your team, then he might need to be a two-way player. But as of right now, I feel like that might be a little bit, too early to kind of say and do that with.
Yeah. I think probably the better move is you don't push him to the G League right away, because that says a lot more than if you just let him, even if he gets there eventually. I think it'd say a hell of a lot more if you do it. Then it's very clear you did it just for the photo op and you did it just for the storyline if you move him straight to the G League right after. So I think, he's going to be probably with that team, maybe mid-season he gets pushed to the G League, unless, it looks really good in practice. I don't think JJ Redick, despite being friends with LeBron, is going to be bullied by LeBron. I think he's kind of we've seen a lot of it in his press conferences. He seems like a no-nonsense type of guy. So, with Bronny, it is what it is. It's pretty obvious why he's on the Lakers. It's pretty obvious why he got the start. If you have him on there, there was no question he was going to be on there for that first game. You're at home. I said it yesterday. The Lakers are essentially the Broadway of the NBA. Like, you're going to do it. It's way too good of a narrative, and there is politics involved. But they're not the only ones involved in politics in the NBA, and I think that's what people got to remember. There's plenty of players out there outside of Bronny who have a spot through politics, through connections with coaches, assistant coaches, maybe even through an owner, just really likes this guy for whatever reason and is overriding what the coaches want to do. So he's not in his own world where he's the only one out there because of politics. Maybe he's got the genetics. We'll see it. Like, again, coming off the heart thing from USC, I just don't know if he's ever had enough time to develop to be who he's really capable of being. So it's a wait and see game for me. And yes, politics are keeping him there, but he's not the only one involved in it. Moving on to the next player who looked awful in the Olympics, got a lot of slack for it the entire time, got slack for it after the Olympics. Jason Tatum dominated the Knicks, was plus 23 in the win. In 30 minutes, he was 14 for 18, only missed 3 threes, shooting 11 of them. So I would do the math, 72% from the 3-point line for 37 points, only 1 turnover, 10 assists on top of it, a steal and a block, a couple cherries on top. Jason Tatum looked awesome. And he took that entire thing personally. It felt like he came for their throat right away. In that first half, he was just dominating. Is this an MVP arc for Jason Tatum way too early out? I mean, that game, there wasn't any areas where he looked bad. I mean, it was dominant start to finish.
It's been a lot of, storylines with the Celtics, whether, stuff with Jaylen?
Jaylen Brown, the guy who supposedly can't dribble left until the NBA playoffs came around.
It's been some things, with him, the Nike stuff, the USA basketball stuff and everything like that. And then you got, JT with the stuff that happened with him on the USA team. I would say it's too early for an MVP, this and that. But I can tell you what, if majority of his games look like that for majority of the season, I think it'll be his without a doubt. He played pissed off. He was hot, and I think they gave the Celtics more motivation than what was needed for them to even get back to the can they repeat or other things like that. I think he's gonna be taking this season personal for the stuff that happened with USA and to kind of show people like, oh, you think I can't type situation. But I mean, he started hot. So if he continues on this terror, like I said, for majority of the season, I definitely think he will be one of the 3, finalists for that award.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps, I didn't have him in there to start the season. Not that he can't do it, but it's like my whole thing with the Celtics is like they have so many good players where he's just probably not going to be the guy some nights. Not because he can't, because don't force it. I mean, you see a lot of times the MVPs are the guys who are surrounded, with a bunch of players who have to run the team through them. Like in SGA, he's got good role players around him, but the Celtics have legit stars around Jason Tatum, and like Jaylen Brown, he can be that guy. You even see it from the center at times. You'll have Porzingis go off. And then, of course, Tatum, we just saw it. So it's not that he can. I don't think he's probably going to be in the running for it simply because he's going to have nights where he doesn't really need to do a whole lot other than just give it to the hot hand, set screens, rebound, play good defense. But a hell of a start for him nonetheless. We got a little bit of time left. I want to ask you this because I'm surprised how much of a conversation this has been. Maybe it's something to do with Charles Barkley's ranking of the top 100 players in the NBA. He had LeBron James all the way at number 11. Where is LeBron James in the league today? Is he a top 10, outside of the top 10, top 5, or even the best player in the league?
You talking about just overall
top 100 players in the league playing today? Is he?
I don't think he's outside of the top 10. To what Charles saying that, I'm like, all right, come on now. Like LeBron can get whatever he wants. He can get a bucket and everything like that at his age, what his numbers is and whatnot. Like, don't be disrespectful. Don't hate. Like, just be realistic with things. I would probably say top 5. LeBron has to do so much to get his team and to keep his team where they're at or whatnot. He doesn't have much help, and yet he's still creates those numbers. So, I mean, if you're going off of individual stats, I mean, I don't understand how you can't have him in at least your top 5.
Yeah, I should disagree with you for the sake of better radio, but I'm right there with you. I mean, what LeBron James does. Go ahead, let you finish your thought.
If you're comparing him to Mike and other things or whatnot, if you're comparing him to he didn't lose and stuff and everything like that, it's like, yeah, but nobody's still doing what he's doing. Regardless, year in and year out, the guy stepped in the NBA at 18 years old and has been nothing short of the phenom he was. And 20-something years later, he's still averaging MVP-type numbers. So regardless, it may not look as flashy. It may not be the LeBron in Miami. It may not be the LeBron the second time in Cleveland or whatnot. But at the end of the day, with LeBron on the court, that's not an easy task. He's not an easy person to go through. So I'm not going to disrespect him just because he's not the high-flying King James anymore. He still gets bucket. He's still, a problem to be dealt with people, and it's not easy to do.
Yeah, and that's the craziest part is it's not even he's not the high-flying. He's just the choosy high-flying king. He just decides when he wants to really get after it. And he's got the thing that, I think you'd agree with me that Chris Paul kind of has. He has things that show up that just aren't measured. His IQ of the game is at such a high level that, yeah, maybe he doesn't have the SGA numbers, the Jokic numbers, but he just understands the game at such a high level that I think it's just kind of crazy to not put him at the top 5. I'm not saying you got to put him number 1, not even top 3, but anything outside of the top 5, I'm kind of looking at you different. And it's not a well-known secret that I don't think Charles Barkley watches a whole lot of ball outside of the days he's supposed to watch ball. He doesn't know. There'll be times where he's just caught off guard by some of the players' names. So I'm not going to, read too much into his thoughts where LeBron James sits. But yeah, and if people have heard me enough, I'm always the Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. But that's absolute slander of LeBron James to not put him in that top 5 category. We'll throw it to break on the final segment. Let's talk about some of the best college football games on the slate outside of Nebraska, Ohio State. I know everyone's picking that one to be an absolute thriller. We'll talk about some of the other ones. Don't go anywhere. Don't Punt Tower, Harrison Arns, Good Morning Pierson-El. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
My husband has always been the one we depend on. He's a great dad, loves the outdoors, but lately he hasn't been himself. He tried to hide it, but I can tell he's struggling with his mental health. I called the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
988 calls and texts are free and confidential with skilled caring support 24/7. No judgment, just help.
988 saved my husband's life.
Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Don't Punt Hour, final segment. We're going to talk about some of the better games on the college football slate. And again, if you guys want to join in, use the Starter Heyman text line, use the streams, and don't go anywhere. We got plenty of more programming left. 3 more hours after this show wraps up. With Kendall Lanier off the field, and then we got the Malone radio show, and then we'll wrap things up with the former Husker Uncut with Kyle Perry. And, of course, we got DeMornay Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line. And I do want to shout out Teammates Mentoring for sponsoring a lot of our content here for Ticket Weeknights. All right, DeMornay Pierson-El, I got some games here that I want to get your opinion on this one first, as we got a little bit of time left. We got a military school that is undefeated, Navy. 24 Navy's got number 12, Notre Dame. Does Navy have a chance to be the second team to upset Notre Dame in a major way. Of course, NIU earlier in the year pulled the upset off as well.
I think so. Navy is a physical team, and I'm not too sure if Notre Dame can handle that type of punishment. But if you watch Navy game, Navy is punishing people literally, old school ass whooping like that. That's what Navy is doing. I'm not too sure Notre Dame is kind of built for that type of fight.
Yeah, I hope they're not. It is so fun watching the military schools. And like, we didn't even talk about Army, but Army's, they're undefeated. I mean, we're living in a world where Army and Navy are in the AP top 25 poll, and Alabama is behind Indiana. Like, it is just a crazy year of college football. And then the exciting part is, I believe pretty soon here, we're going to start getting the actual projections for the college football playoffs bracket. And I'll tell you what, if Notre Dame drops this one, see you later. They're out of there. No way in hell they're going to get a spot in that thing. Let's talk about maybe two more games. One more for sure, though. Number 20, Illinois on the road, Autzen Stadium. I guess some people are, I don't agree with it. They're claiming it one of the loudest places in college football, despite the capacity only being about 54,000. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Illinois at Oregon. Who do you got?
This is a trap game for Oregon.
I agree.
Because we've seen Illinois can score with anybody. That they can score. The quarterback doesn't put their team in bad position or anything like that. So that was one of the games that I'm excited to kind of see about. And it's just a 2:30 game. I don't get necessarily that, but that is something to look at because Illinois could beat Oregon. I think so.
Yeah, Oregon. If I was a betting man, I'm not. I'm a 1-900 bets off kind of guy. But if I was, I'd say I'd give it to Oregon. But again, the physicality of the Big Ten has kind of reared its head a few times, more so against USC. USC by far has had the hardest time, based on the talent. Yes, you can say UCLA. You can throw some other teams out there, but with the talent they had, you weren't expecting a lot from them. USC's got talent, and they have been struggling against the more physical opponents. But Oregon's also had a few of these games where, yes, I know they just beat Ohio State not too long ago, but I also feel like they've shown some weaknesses against some of these more physical teams. I wouldn't be surprised if Brett Bielema and company pull this one off. All right, final one, and then we'll get out of here. This team's just shown a lack of defense. Great offense. I don't even know if you can say that. Milroe's has been a disaster. We're talking about Missouri at Alabama. Can Missouri pull it off? 21 Missouri, 15 Bama.
As long as they stay consistent. If Missouri doesn't get behind or start slow, I think they'll win. But, Alabama, we've seen Alabama go toe-to-toe with Georgia. So Alabama still can be, streaky. They still can be, explosive. Missouri has to be careful, with that fight. But that is the SEC has some good games this week. Outside of that one, LSU A&M, I think that's an even bigger game than Missouri and Alabama. Honestly,
give me your pick real quick. Just spend 10 seconds on it for that one.
I want to pick A&M for whatever reason. A&M they've had a harder schedule. They've been a little bit more battle tested with things, but LSU regardless. That's tough. I'm gonna go with A&M.
I'm gonna go LSU. And to wrap up my thoughts on Bama, it just feels like Nick Saban left the room and everybody exhaled a little bit and maybe a little bit too much, a little too lax, and now they're trying to play catch up. Things are interesting. The Roll Tide fans are finicky. They're a little bit spoiled, in my opinion, from all the success. Could be interesting. Don't go anywhere. Off the field with Kendall, and you're up next. Good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate the time, as always. We'll talk some Ohio State versus Nebraska tomorrow to wrap things up. But like I said, don't go anywhere. We'll keep taking weeknights rolling.